Bone histology short review. This is helpful for before examination. If you see this video, you will recollect the all which you have studied about the bone. Now, the bone histology. The bone here, definition of the bone. The bone, it is a specially modified, highly vascular connective tissue, and it is a highly calcified, and it is a highly stronger, as good as the iron or ivory, and it is made by the two type of the components, that are the organic components, that are the collagen fibers, and the water inorganic components, mainly calcium, phosphorus, zinc, magnesium, and other salts. That is the definition. Then, if you come to the histological aspect here, this is the transverse section of the bone. Whatever section may be, the common points are there. First, you should tell about there are the four type of the bone cells are there, that are the osteoprogenitor cells, osteoblast, and the next osteocytes and osteoclast. But in the picture we will show only osteocytes, and but you have to mention about the at least one point about the function. Osteoprogenitor cells, which are derived from the mesenchyme, from the osteoprogenitor cells, osteoblast cells are deriving. These osteoblast cells are taking the excess calcium from the blade, and the next that are only matured and forming the osteocytes that are building, that are forming the Haversian system and building the compact bone. And the last cell, that is the osteoclast cells. Actually, this is the not type of the bone cell, it is the modified hemoprogenitor cells, which are present in the medullary cavity of the bone for the purpose of the production of the RBCs. Then hemoprogenitor cells modified and forming the osteoclast, that will be usually near the endosteum, and that are eroding the osteon and the dividing into the organic and inorganic material. This inorganic material, calcium, that one going to the blood and helpful for the increasing of the blood. That is a function, that are the functions of the four type of cells. Then if you come to the here, histologically how it appears in the transverse section. Here you should know about the lamellae, four type of lamellae. The first important lamellae, that is the here, you can see here like a circles, this is the osteon. Then the center of the osteon, you can find out here Iverson canal. Surrounding that one, you can find out the osteocytes. Then these osteocytes surrounding that one, there is a space that are calling as the lacunae, and the next these lacunae are penetrating by the canalaculae, tiny tubules. Then these canalaculae helpful for the connecting the osteocytes present in the each row. Then outer boundary of the osteon, that is forming by the cementum. Then next after that one, that is about the osteon or Haversian system. Iverson canal helpful for the passing of the vessels and the nerves surrounding that one. You can find out the here osteocytes. From here vessels are connecting canalculae going to the osteocytes, and to the canalculae connecting to the other layer of the osteocytes. Then like that concentric layers of the osteocytes, outer boundary by the cementum, and this system is calling as a Haversian system, and this one is calling as osteon or circumferential lamellae. And when blood calcium levels are low, the osteoclast cells are demolishing this osteon system. Then it is dividing into the this one inorganic and the organic material. The inorganic material going to the blood helpful for the increasing of the calcium. Then the eroded osteon filling the gaps between the osteons, and that is calling as interstitial lamellae. Then like that, there are the other two type of lamellae are there. One that is near the periosteum, they are the continuous layers of the osteocytes are there, that is the outer circumferential lamellae. And the next near the endosteum also it appears same, then that are the inner circumferential lamellae. Like that four type of lamellae, Haversian, that is osteon or circumferential lamellae, interstitial lamellae in between, and near the periosteum, then outer circumferential lamellae, near the endosteum, that is inner circumferential lamellae. Then next here you can see this is the picture when you see through the microscope appears like this. Here you can find out the dark dots that are the Haversian canal. Surrounding that one, you can observe that the black dots are that are the osteocytes. Unlike that one Haversian, and in between the osteons, you can see here that is interstitial lamellae and osteocytes. You can find out this one how it appears in the microscope. Next, this is the record. How you can write the you can record. Okay, you can draw the diagram in the record or in the examination. You can see here periosteum, endosteum, and the next here Haversian canal, and the next you can find out their osteocytes layers are there, and here inner circumferential lamellae near the endosteum, near the periosteum outer circumferential lamellae. Then the same bone, the two sections, one just now I explained about the transverse section. You can write all the points which are explained in the transverse section in the longitudinal section also, and here only one thing, that is a Volkmann canal, the additional point, and that one is connecting canal between the two Haversian canals, and that is a Volkmann canal, also calling as a perforating canal, or it is also calling as anastomotic canal, helpful for the anastomoting between the vessels present in the Haversian canals. And you can see here longitudinal arrangement of the osteocytes. Okay, and here you can find out the wide gaps in between these two, and this is the one osteon longitudinally. And the next, you can find out here the how it appears in the microscope, and here Haversian canals are there, then Haversian canals here that are connecting through the here Volkmann canal, anastomotic canal. You can see a cut end of the Volkmann canal, and here you can find out longitudinally arrange the Haversian canals. The record diagram, how you can write the record diagram. Here you can find out the Haversian canals and the Volkmann canal, and the next here you can find out the osteocytes. Okay. Then the important features of the here next, here important parts, any two you can write for the spotters. And here periosteum, the outer layer of the bone forming with the fibers, that is calling as a periosteum, and inner covering of the bone, that is calling as endosteum, and deep to the endosteum, that also covering with the fibers, and that is calling as endosteum. And the Haversian canal, very important spotter feature, that is Haversian canal, helpful for the transmitting of the arteries and the veins and the nerves. And the connecting canal or anastomotic canal, that is a Volkmann canal. These are very key points for the spotters. Next, osteon, then that is a circumferential lamellar Haversian, centrally Haversian canal is there, surrounding that one osteocytes are there, then in the concentric layers, the outer boundary forming by the cementum, and this is calling as a one osteon or Haversian system. And interstitial lamella, the eroded osteons for the purpose of the increasing of the calcium into the blood by the osteoclast cells, then the eroded osteon that are filling the gaps in between the osteons, that is calling as interstitial lamellae. Near the endosteum, the layers of continuous layers of the osteocytes, that one is calling as inner circumferential lamellae. Then near the periosteum, there are the layers, continuous layers of the osteocytes are there, that are calling as outer circumferential lamellae. Then different type of the cells are there, osteoprogenitor cells, osteoblast cells, osteocytes, and osteoclast. Osteoprogenitor, which are derived from the mesenchyme. From there, osteoblast cells are developing, taking the excess calcium from the blood and the next that are maturing and forming the osteocytes and forming the Haversian system or osteon. And the next, the osteoclast cells, that are the modified hemoprogenitor cells, which are present in the medullary cavity. Near the endosteum, this will be there, that are eroding the osteon and releasing the calcium into the blood whenever blood calcium levels are low. Thank you.